Hi, this is Sandra. In this video I'm going to show you how to compile and run code from the command line with and without a package, and also then how to move the class files into a different folder. So I'm using Notepad++ here. I have a public class called 1, and because it's public it has to be in a file of the same name. I have a class called 2, and that's where my main method is. Now I have this saved in C users multimedia, that's my username on this laptop. Java code, that's the folder that I created, and I've created another folder called source, src, and I have a bin folder. So that reflects what would happen in Eclipse when you create files. And then I have one.java. So in the command line here, I'm going to type in cmd to open up the command prompt. We're in that search in Windows. Now I'm in C users multimedia, but I want to change directory, so cd into the Java code folder. And if I do dir for directory listing, I have the bin and source. It's going to cd into the source folder, dir for directory listening. You can see there that I have one.java. Now I can compile that from within that folder, so I'll do that first to keep things simple. It's javac, the name of the file, full name, so one.java. So javac is to compile. If there are any compilation errors, it will print them out here. I'm going to do a directory listing here. You'll see there that is created 2 class files, one for each of the classes that are physically in that file. So because I have class 1, class 2, I have a 1.class and a 2.class. Now to run the file, it's the executable Java. So Java is an executable in exe. So I type in Java to run, and now it's the name of the class file, the name of the class file with main in it, which is 2, but I don't include an extension. So Java 2, and that will run the main. So to compile, javac 1.java, it will compile that file and create class files for each class that's in it. And to run, it's Java and 2, the name of the class with the main in it. Now I've kept that simple. I've gone directly into the folder where the class file is, and now I'm going to pop this class into a package. So what I'm going to do here, just do a delete. I'm going to delete 1.class and I'm going to delete 2.class. So the only thing in this folder there at the minute now is just 1.java. Now in Notepad, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a package and put these into it. So the package I'm going to call Sandra. So file, save as. So currently it's in the source folder. I'm going to right click and create a new folder here called Sandra. I'm going to go in there and save that 1.java. Oh, as well, just when I've done this already, when you're saving in Notepad as well, just make sure the save as type is a Java file. If not, it'll default to a text file. Now back in my command window here, directory listing. Now I'm just going to delete 1.java because I have moved it into that package. Now when a class is part of a package, it has to be compiled as part of the package and it has to be executed as part of the package. So I shouldn't go into that folder and compile it inside that folder because it's part of the package. And when I run it, the package name has to become part of the class name. You'll see what I mean here now. So to compile that, javac, Sandra is my package, / the name, full name of the class, which is full name of the file, 1.java. That will compile it. To run it, java sandra dot. Now remember, I didn't put my main in 1, I have my main in the class called 2, so sandra dot 2. So I cannot run that main by just using java 2 because it's part of a package, and I have to include that package name when I'm running it. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is move the class files into the bin package and run it from there. So dir, where am I there at the minute? I'm in the source folder. If I go cd into Sandra, dir, I can see the class files there, so I'm just going to delete them. del, 1.class and 2.class. Okay, so the class files are gone. I'm going back a directory, cd dot dot, dir, and back another directory, cd dot dot. Okay, so now I can see the bin and I can see the source folder. Now, so what I want to do is I want to compile the class that's in the source folder, but remember it's also in a package, and I want to put the class files into that bin folder. So Eclipse does this for you automatically. So javac is to compile source / Sandra / the name of the file 1.java. Now, so I want to compile, and I'm forgetting the bit here, I want to put the class files into the bin directory. So you do that with -d, that means directory and bin. So what I'm saying to do there is compile 1, it's in a package called Sandra, but it's also in a folder called source. Put the class files into the bin directory. So if I hit return now, I could just check there, which is do cd into bin, directory listing. Because the class files are in a package, the class files will go into a package as well called Sandra. So we're in bin.sandra. Just come back here a couple of levels, back where I was. Now, to run, I run the file that's in the bin folder, not the source. The source is what's human readable. To run the file, you always run the class files. So Java is to run. Now I need to tell it to look in the class path, -c, look in the folder bin, and in there you will find Sandra dot and main is in 2. So I'm just going to make sure that works. Okay, excellent. So run Java, look in CP, look in the class path, look in the folder bin. In there you will find the file, the class file 2, but because it's part of a package I have to put Sandra.2 onto that. Now, and the last thing I want to show you is what if there were command line arguments passed into main. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to print out the command line arguments. Nothing might be passed into main, so it might be an empty array, or it could be an array with loads of elements in it. So the best thing for printing these out is a for loop. Right inside the name, or inside the colon, the name of the array, which is args, and left hand side there is one of whatever is in that array. So it's an array of strings, so just keeping it easy here, keeping it simple, string s. And what I need in here now, in the notepad, so I have to type the whole thing out, print ln, and I'm just going to type in here command line argument and just concatenate onto that. So as it loops, s is going to refer to each of the command line arguments that are passed in. Okay, so I need to save this in Notepad. Control S will save it. Back to the command line. Where am I? I'm in Java code at the minute. I can see the bin, I can see the source. So because I've made a change, I have to recompile. So I can use the up arrow to do that. I'll just do it the long way. javac, so to compile, put into the directory, into the bin directory, put in the class files. The source code is in source. It's also in a package called Sandra, and my class file is physically called 1.java, so that will recompile that. And to run it, so run is Java, look into the folder called source, and in there you will find the package Sandra and .2. Now here's where I pass in my command line argument. So just quickly, that runs it okay. Couldn't find or load the main class. A little error there. Okay, my error there was I said look in the class path source for the class file, but it's not. It's in the bin folder. So now that works okay. Just going to up arrow there so I get that again. Now, after the name of the class, this is where I pass in command line arguments. So if I say hello there, there's strings. So because I put double quotes, hello there is my first argument. If I put in 22, that's my second argument. And this is my third argument, 3344, because I put double quotes around it. So just run that. So command line argument, first one, hello there. 22 is on its own, it's not in double quotes. And 3344, that is the third command line argument. So just in case, just to be aware of how command line arguments are passed into main. So Java run, look in the folder, class path, look in the folder called bin. In there you'll find the package Sandra.2 is the name of the class. If I had done the easiest version of this, and I'm in the folder where the class file is, it will be Java 2 and then pass in the command line arguments. Just the trick you want to look out for in exam questions is just remember that 2 there, that is the name of the class, that is the name of the class with main in it. That's not a command line argument. And after the name of the class with main, then the command line arguments follow. Okay, and that is it for that one.